back to another Safe Space Collective Worship Assembly video where we are going to be looking at some really fun stuff today. We're going to have a really good time and we're going to be looking at what it means to help set people free. Because we've got a really cool story about that coming up, and we're going to be thinking about what we can do today to be bringing freedom to other people. So that's quite a big important thing to do actually, but we'll find out more about it. So I'm going to hand over to Hettie and Emily.
Hi, it is amazing that you are with us this session. And Hettie, it's always amazing to hang out with you.
Stop it,
as well.
No.
So today we have lots of games happening. Yeah. We have story time, obviously.
Rabbit.
What are you doing?
Rabbit. Oh, I was just kind of giving you hints towards the story. There's a big, burning bush, and then there's, frogs and gnats and hailstones.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I think we should just get on with it.
Yeah, let's do it.
In our session all about keeping safe, we started looking at Moses' story. The story of Moses in the Bible, which we read from Bob Hartman's Rhyming Bible. And we're going to continue that story, but not from the Rhyming Bible, because I've written it in a different way today, and we're going to have a little bit of animation with our emoji Moses. So, here's the story. This is Emoji Moses. When Moses was a man, he left the Egyptian palace where he'd grown up. Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, had a bunch of God's people known as the Israelites that he was being proper mean to and keeping as his slaves. Moses tried to protect them, so Pharaoh tried to kill Emoji Moses. Which meant Moses kind of did a runner to a place called Midian where Emoji Moses became a shepherd. One day, while Moses was watching his sheep, he saw something really weird. A bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning up. From inside, the bush was burning and kept on burning, and then from inside the bush, God spoke. "Moses, free my people out of Egypt. Tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Free them from slavery and take them to a new land that I promise will be amazing. This new land is called Canaan." Moses was worried that Pharaoh would not listen. God told Moses to throw his staff on the ground, and when he did, it became a snake. God told Moses to reach down and grab the snake, and it became a staff again. God said, "I will use signs like this to show Pharaoh that I have sent you, Emoji Moses." "But I can't talk to Pharaoh. I can barely get my words out when I'm anxious," complained Moses. But God said, "Don't worry. Your brother Aaron is a pretty good speaker. You can take him with you." So Moses packed up and headed off to Egypt with Aaron. They arrived at Pharaoh's palace and told Pharaoh, "You need to let God's people go free because you're really mean and you really don't want to mess with God." Pharaoh replied, "No chance! I don't know your God." And he made the slaves work even harder. God wasn't so happy and really wanted his people freed from slavery, so he turned Pharaoh's river into blood. But Pharaoh didn't care and still said, "No chance, the slaves are staying." So God sent a plague of really stinky frogs. Pharaoh started to have second thoughts, but still said, "Nope, the slaves are staying." So God sent more plagues to get Pharaoh to free the slaves. After all of these slaves, they said, "Let my people go." You can join in with that bit if you want, actually. Wherever you are, say, "Let my people go." Brilliant. So there was a plague of nasty gnats. "Let my people go," they said. There was a fear of fearless flies. "Let my people go." There was some seriously sick animals, and not sick in the cool way. "Let my people go." They had blistering boils on the Egyptians' skin. "Let my people go." A horrendous hailstorm with fire. "Let my people go." A swarm of locusts ate all their crops so they had no food. "Let my people go." And then everything went dreary and dark. "Let my people go." Sometimes Pharaoh would agree to let the slaves be free, but very quickly changed his mind. And then finally, God threatened to wipe out the firstborn sons of the Egyptians' families one night and told the slaves to mark their doors red with lamb's blood to keep them safe. Pharaoh said, "Ha! Yeah, right, try me." And so God had to follow through with the plan, which Pharaoh got pretty annoyed about and finally admitted defeat. "Let my people go!" Finally, Pharaoh let the slaves go free. And they went off to find that land Canaan that God had promised.
Okay, we have an amazing game for you coming up.
What you did there.
Yeah, that's the one. So we are going to go through a maze.
Yeah.
We've got to try and beat each other.
Okay.
But also, you get to see if you can beat us going from the start to the end by using your finger to kind of go ooh, 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 and see if you can get there before us. Do you think you can? Let's find out. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, we know who's got the better sense of direction in all of this.
You are amazing at directions.
So I'm even going to give myself a round of applause.
Let's give Emily a round of applause. And if you got there quicker, which they might have done,
they could have.
We should give them a big round of applause. Well done. Great job, everyone.
Now, I like to think of that game of the maze as being a little bit like our story with the slaves in Egypt, that they were trying to get free. They were trying to get out from their slavery where they were, a bit like Hettie and Emily. And actually, eventually, they made it, even though it was a bit tricky along the way. Now, I love talking to people your age about this story. You see, older people are like, oh yes, the story about the bush that never burnt up and God spoke and blah 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 and the Egyptians went free. It's actually quite a big deal, actually. I love talking to people your age because when you hear it for the first time, you're like, what? You mean to tell me that this shepherd dude was walking around with his sheep and he came across a bush that was on fire but it wasn't burning up, and then God spoke out of the bush. God actually spoke out of the bush at him and told him to go and free all of the slaves from Egypt, one of the biggest cases of slavery in all of history. I was like, what? It's an unimaginably crazy task, isn't it? Of going to free all these slaves from Egypt, especially when you're just a shepherd lad. See, he's like, Pharaoh's not going to listen to me. I can't do that. And God's like, look, I'm showing you all these miraculous signs and wonders, like your snaky staff thing, and I'm showing you that to promise that I will be with you. You can even take your brother and get him to speak to the Egyptians for you if you really want. And if I was Moses, I'd be like, God, this is ridiculous. Oh, but God has promised to go with me, and God, I'm not on my own. Oh. And so that was the big mission in our story today that God had for Moses. What was it? It was to free people from slavery. It was this crazy task of going to free the slaves from Egypt. Why is this story important today, do you think? You see, there's lots of nice stories in the Bible that we learn about, but there's also some not so nice bits too. Like this one. There's lots of sad stuff in the Bible. There's wars, there's slavery, there's oppression and things like that. People doing things that aren't too great. And it's important not to forget those bits. Because actually, it's really important that we notice the Bible doesn't ignore those things. There's stories of real bad stuff. And actually, a lot of that bad stuff still happens today. And so actually, just like when God speaks to Moses in the story and calls him to join in his mission to let my people go, to free them from slavery, we too join in with a big global mission all around the world to see people who are living in slavery today, right now, today in our world, to see them being set free. Or people maybe who are suffering, to see them set free from the emotions that they might be feeling right now. And that's a big mission. That's huge, isn't it? But actually, if all of us took a little step forward, all our little steps forward make big steps forward. You see, there's loads of small, practical steps that we could take that all add up into these big steps forward. Like, did you know that 77%, that's like 3 people in every 4 people that you find, 77%, 3 out of 4 major clothing brands in the UK think or have a suspicion that they sell stuff that probably was created partly by someone from a much poorer country than ours. And they were paid very, very small wages for the very long, difficult hours of work that they do. And that just doesn't seem fair. When in their countries they don't have the same laws as us, we're taking advantage of them. And that's like slavery. If we want to help people free around the world today from that sort of slavery, maybe we could do our research about the clothes that we buy and make sure that the clothes we buy are ethical instead of trying to find the cheapest clothes that we could possibly find. Maybe even reusing clothing by buying clothes from a charity shop. Or it might be that the food we eat or the drinks that we have come from places where farmers haven't been paid for a fair price for all the hours they've slaved away out in the fields growing the produce. If you look around in a supermarket or look at the food and drinks that you might have at home, you might want to look for a symbol like this. A symbol that's a fair trade sticker. And that sticker says that what you're consuming, what you're eating or drinking, has been made, and the services of the people involved in making it have been bought in a fair way. That no one's been treated unfairly or paid unfairly in all of the process of making that thing. And slavery doesn't just happen far, far away in distant lands. Actually, in the UK, they estimate that 136,000 people are involved in some sort of slavery. In the UK, in our country where we live. People tricked or captured or taken away to be involved in different crimes and things that they really don't want to do. Forced into doing that. How unfair. All of that's very illegal in our country. So when we learn about the laws of our country in school, we need to make sure that laws like that about slavery are always remembered. And whether someone is technically defined as being a slave by the law or not, we all might find ourselves facing situations that we want to be freed from. Situations that we might feel trapped by in our emotions. People might live as a slave to poverty, or a slave to bullying, or a slave to the hurt that they might feel in their family situations, or a slave to their own bad habits maybe, or a slave to other people's hurtful words. Or maybe they feel like they're a slave, maybe they feel that they're trapped by loneliness. There's all sorts of different ways that we can help each other find freedom when one of us is feeling trapped by our situations or our feelings. Simple things like being a supportive friend, making sure to tell a trusted adult when we see one of our friends or family suffering in any way. So, what are you going to do to join in with the big mission of setting people free today? Maybe it's talking about the things we buy and making sure that they're fairly traded or ethically sourced. Or maybe it's learning more or raising awareness of the ways people suffer from slavery and unfair situations today. Or maybe it's having a think about the ways we can look out for other people struggling around us and what we might be able to do to be the friends who help them to find freedom through the love and support that we show to them. Just like the love and support that Moses showed to all those slaves all those many, many years ago. So thanks for joining us for our collective worship assembly video today. We really hope that you got something from this and that you maybe could have a bit of time to think about what you could do to bring freedom for other people from their different struggles and situations. So we're going to see you in our next session, hopefully, which I hope and I promise actually it's going to be just as fun and it's going to be really cool. See you soon. Bye!